Hi there, and welcome to this class. Look at the concept of sequence and series in mathematics. That is first, in this study of sequence and series, there are two key words here. The first one there is called sequence, while the other one there is called series. Let's look at this concept one after the other. First things first, I would like to start with the first one there called sequence. What is sequence by definition? A sequence refers to the arrangement of numbers or objects from a well-defined order. So I'm saying that a sequence refers to the arrangement of numbers or objects following a well-defined order. So first things first. For better understanding about sequence, we said for sequence there, it follows what? A order of arrangement, a proper, well-defined order of arrangement. So if I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, this man here follows a well-defined order, right? If I have 2, 4, 6, 8, this one here too follows what the a well-defined order, a well-defined arrangement. So if you observe this one here, if I have 2, 5, 10, 11, 9, this one here is not following what? A well-defined order. It's just scattered, right? This one here is not a sequence. These two are sequence. Why? Because they follow what there? A well-structured defined order, right? This is 1, 2, 3. It's a well-defined order. It follows normal pattern. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, this man here, these two here are called sequence. Why? Because they are numbers or objects that follows a well-defined order. That's basically how you define sequence. All right, I will define sequence. Let's look at it. The types of sequence, please. Types of sequence. Types of sequence. All right. So when it comes to sequence, there are basically two types of sequence. The first one there is called the finite sequence. Number one, we have the finite sequence, and number two there we have the infinite or infinite 1, 2 sequence. All right, these are basically the two types. So there are two types of sequence there. The first one is called the finite sequence. Number two is called the infinite sequence. First, let's define this stuff one after the other. Number one, then let's look at the first one called the finite sequence. Look at the finite sequence. For finite sequence there, what is your idea behind finite sequence? We know sequence as being what there, a well-defined order of an object or what there, or a number. In this case here, I know sequence. What is finite? When it comes to finite there, it means that your sequence here has a restricted numbers. For instance, if I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm stopping at 4. This one here signifies what the a finite sequence. Why? Because it has an ending, which is 4. But if I come here and put 1, 2, 3, 4, and I put dot dot dot, this means that this shows that this 4 it continues. This one here shows what the an infinite sequence. So a finite sequence is simply a sequence that has what the a restricted numbers, right? A set number of well-defined items. Why infinite what there has a does not have what there a set number of well-defined numbers or objects, right? So by definition, please copy that, please. Let's explain finite sequence, please. A finite sequence is a function. A finite sequence is a function whose domain is only to set off the first n natural number, that is I dot e, that is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma dot n. All right. So I have this one here is a finite sequence. Why? It has an ending n. It has what there? An ending. So a finite sequence is simply a sequence whose number or object follows a well-defined order, but they are restricted. Like they have an ending. So it has what there? An ending. But infinite does not have an ending. How? Let's explain, please. Number two, let's look at the concept of in infinite sequence. All right. Number two, let's define infinite sequence, please. Definition, please. An infinite sequence is a function whose domain is the set of natural numbers. Whose domain is the set of what? Natural number, that is I dot e, that is, I have this place, 1, 2, 3, dot, I have this place. Observe that this is 1, 2, 3, dot. It shows that it continues. This one here does not have an ending. This order, or perhaps a well-defined order of this number, is say a sequence but doesn't have an ending. So a sequence that does not have an ending, it's called what there? An infinite sequence. Why a sequence that has an ending is called there? A finite sequence. These are the basic types of sequence that we have in the study of sequence and series. At this junction, let's look at the concept of okay, perhaps at this junction, I will give you three important things to note, please. Very, very important. Instead of me giving you several notes, please note the following, please. Note the following. Note the following. Note the following. Note the following, please. Number one. Note the following, please. Number one. Note number one, please. Number one. Every term, put on, please. Every term, every term, every term, um, in brackets, multiply by 2 plus 1 gives the next term. All right. First things first, note. I say note that every term times 2 plus 1 gives the next term. For instance, all right. So let's say I have this question here, 1, 3, 7, 5, 15, and etc. Right? So we said that every term times 2 plus 1 gives you the next term. So let me start with 1. So every term, this one, that's every term signifies this first term here, times 2 plus 1 gives what? So 2 times 1 gives you 2, plus 1 gives you 3, gives you the next term. You can see next term. All right, for this next term, this 3 now, I want to get 7. What do? Bring out 3, then times 2 plus 1. Times 2 plus 1 gives you 6, 7. Gives you 7, as you can see. Also, every term, that's 15. Every term times 2 plus 1 gives you what the next term. 15 times 2, that gives you 30 plus 1, this gives you 31. Of course, I'll have 31 here. So this is like a general concept to note that every term times 2 plus 1 gives you the next term as shown in this example. Every term, pick any of them. When I pick 1, I apply times 2 plus 1, it gives me the next term. When I pick 3 itself, I times with 2 plus 1, it gives me the next term. Similarly, I pick up 15 times 2 plus 1 concept. It gives me what the next term, as you can see. And this is like the pattern to which this first So note that every 10 times 2 plus 1 gives the next 10. This doesn't work for everything, but basically, majorly, note that every 10 times 2 plus 1 gives the next 10. Number 2, please. Note number 2. Note number 2. Note number 2. Note number 2, please. All members are separated with comma. With comma. All members are separated with comma, please. Note. All members are separated with comma. So first things first, when it comes to understanding sequence, number one is that note that every 10 times 2 plus 1 gives the next term as explained earlier. Number two is that all members are separated with what? With comma. If you observe my writing of all this sequence and this sequence, why is this sequence? It's just an English. The idea is this. This stuff here follows a pattern, a well-defined order. That's it. So this one that follows, so this called this sequence and this sequence. Observe my writing. This stuff here is having a comma. It's having what there? A comma. So note that when it comes to sequence and series concept, that all members are separated with what there? With comma. The third thing to note, please. The third thing to note when it comes to sequence and series. The third thing to note, number three. Note that there's what we call the first term. So number three has to do with the basic terminology you use in sequence series, which include number one, first term. There's what we call first term. First term, first term means A. Whenever you see A means first term, right? We have what we call the last term. Last term, we use the letter L to represent last term. First term to represent A. Last term to represent L. We also have perhaps every member, we call it Tn. T of n means the n term of a specific sequence, right? We have Tn. We also have D. D signifies common difference, common difference, and that's R. Perhaps that's D. Okay, common difference. Of course, that's D. We also have common ratio, common ratio, and that's R. These are the basic terms you'll be seeing in this topic here. You'll be seeing A, L, Tn, D, and R. So note that A is called the first term, L is called the last term, Tn is called the number of terms, or perhaps every members. D is called common difference. R is called common ratio. As we proceed deeply, you understand all these things one after the other. Shall we proceed? So at this junction here, I've tried I've tried my possible best to explain sequence. Let's now take an example under sequence. By the way, before I proceed, don't forget I said sequence follows a well-defined order of an object or a number. So I'm saying this: any number that follows a well-structured format, a well-defined order, is called sequence. No stress. And here's the tax here. When it comes to sequence, there in the examples, they'll be giving you like a formula, like a pattern to follow, right? I will give an example. You see how the idea of sequence works much more better. All right. Welcome back, guys. So let's look at the examples involving study of sequence. So we said when it comes to sequence, there are basically two types there. So the first one is called the finite sequence, and we have the infinite sequence. And we said for finite sequence, the task is that the elements or the members are what there are restricted. This one here are not restricted, right? So we explain this too. Una said when it comes to sequence know the following. Number one is that every 10 times 2 plus 1 gives you the next 10. I've explained this stuff earlier. We said also note that all members are separated by what? Commas, as you can see. This comma has separate members. Number 3 is that note that we have A, L, Tn, D, and R. Sample problem. Let's solve a particular problem under the study of sequence and series. But first things first, we're under sequence. So let's look at an example under sequence, please. Go on, says find the first 4 terms of a sequence. It says solution. For the example, please. Example. It says find the first first four terms of a sequence of a sequence of a sequence given that of course given that Tn is equal to 2n plus 3. All right, we are asked to find the first 4 terms. So said find example under the study of sequence. It says find the first 4 terms of a sequence given that Tn equals 2n plus 3. First things first, in this case, when it comes to sequence examples, they will always give you perhaps a formula or an expression. For instance, in this case here, my expression given was Tn equals 2n plus 3. They will always give you something attached to that question, either like in the formula format. They will give you in the formula format, as you can see. So the question will be given, and they will give you like an expression or an equation attached to that question. That's all. My task is I'm asked to find the first 4 terms. First what there? 4 terms. For first 4 terms, it means first term, second term, third term, and what there? And fourth term. These 4, I'm looking for them. So when it comes to find the first 4 terms, for fourth term, we said that when I gave you that there are some terms we use in sequence, such as A first term, L last term. The end means what there? Every term. So I want to find the what? First 4 term of a sequence. So I can come here, solution in this case, solution, my first 4 term. So my first term, T, no, we said the formula is given as Tn equals what there? 2n plus 3. So first 4 terms, so I'll start with 1. When n is 1, I'll have that 2 into, we say n is 1 plus 3. This gives you what there? 2 plus 3. That gives you what there? 5. So we said find the first 4 terms. For first 4 terms, I'll find for 1. I've done for 1. I'll find for 2. I'll find for 3 and 4. So let's put n as 2. Let's what we get. T into 2 equals what there? 2 into 2 plus 3. This gives you 4 plus 3, and that gives you 7. So Tn, the second term is 7. First term is 5. Proceeding. All right. I'm going to 4, so I'll have to do for 3. T into 3 gives you 2n plus what? 3 Abby. That gives you 2 into 3 plus 3. That gives you 6 plus 3. Of course, this one gives about what there? 9, right? I have 9. So find the first 4 terms. For 4 terms, the first term is 5, second term is 7, third term is 9. Let's find the 4th term now. So T fourth term is equal to what? 2n plus 3. This one gives you 2 into 4 plus 3. That gives you 8 plus 3. That gives you 11. So in other words, for this question here, this question is a series question. For series question, the task is that the arrangement must be what? Well defined. So for this question here, I'm saying that the sequence here gives you 5, 7, 9, 11. This is the sequence for this particular question in this pattern, as you can see. This is a problem on sequence, as you can see. So note that they only come with an equation or an expression attached to them. All right, example 2, please. Let's solve example 2. Welcome back. Let's solve example 2 in the study of sequence. I said earlier that when it comes to sequence, you don't stress yourself. The task is simple. When they give you a question, blah 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 in English, just watch out that they'll give you a formula format, like they'll give you an expression, like an expression of a formula pattern concept under it. And they want to do this initially before now. They give us a format to use to put in n. In this case here, the format was given as an equal to what the n minus 1 over n. Now here's the question. It says write down the first 6 term. For the first 6 term, that becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm putting n. Anywhere I see n here, I'm putting n as 1, put n as 2, put n as 3, n as 4, 5 what there, and 6. That's all, please. Now let's get done, please. Solution to this question. Solution. I have the formula is given by a n equals what there, n minus 1 over n. My first is first. Let's put n as 1 here. So if n is 1, I'll have that a into 1. When n is 1, this gives you 1 minus 1 over 1. This one here gives you 0 over 1, and that's of course what there, 0. So when I put n as 1, I had 0. Let's put n as, because I go to 6, so let's put n as 2. When n is 2, my answer becomes n is 2. That gives you 2 minus this 1 over what there, over 2. This gives you 2, this gives you 2 minus 1 gives you 1 over these 2. So when I put n as 2, I had half, 1 over 2. Let's put n as 3. A into 3. That gives you what there? N is 3 minus 1 over what there? Over 3. This man gives you 2 over 3. So when n is 3, I have 2 over 3. We do this same formula. N put n as 4 into 4. This gives you n is 4 minus 1 over 4. This one gives you 3 over 4 as my answer here. Let's put n as 5. If I have a into 5, this is equal to n here gives you 5 minus 1 over this n here gives you 5. So fortunately, this one gives you 4 over 5. So we said this is 6 term. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1 left. So that let's do a into 6 there gives you 6 here minus 1 all over. This one gives you 6. Then work on this. This gives you 5 over 6 as my answer. So for this particular question, the sequence of this question goes below. Start with 0. So this gives you 0, comma 1 over 2, comma 2 over 3, comma 3 over 4, comma 4 over 5, comma 5 over 6. This stuff here is a sequence. Why? Because it follows what there, a well-defined order of a number. So this is like the how you solve a particular problem when it comes to study of what there of sequence. Let's take example 3. Welcome back. Let's solve sample problem 3 under sequence. So let's solve this third question in the study of sequence. It says find the first 4 term and the 23rd term of the sequence whose general terms is given by this. So now I said earlier that when it comes to sequence, they will always give you something like formula or an expression always attached to the question. So in this case, it was this. In this case here, it was an equals n minus 1. That was the formula pattern attached to this. In this one here, it was what? An equals minus 1 to power n dot n square. As in this case, we are asked to find the first 4 term. So it means I'll put n as 1, n as 2, n as 3, and n as 4. And mind you, we also have to find what? 23rd term. So it means I'll put n as what? 23rd as the final solution. So let's get this done, please. Solution. So we said the formula is given as, the pattern given here is an equals -1 all to power n dot n squared. So we said we'll put n as what? Because we're going to fourth term. So put n as 1, n as 2, n as 3, n as 4. So we said let's put n as 1. So I'll have 8 into 1 equals -1 all to power. We said n is 1 in this case, dot 1 squared, right? This one gives you -1 to power 1 gives you -1 dot 1 squared gives you 1. Multiply -1 by 1, I have -1 as my answer here. Alright, that's putting n as 1. Let's put n as 2. A into 2 equals -1, or this n here to be 2. That gives you 2 dot n to be 2. So 2 all squared. That gives you -1 squared. It means -1 times -1. This gives you minus times minus gives you plus. 1 gives you 1. So I have +1. This gives you 1. Yeah. Dot 2 squared gives you 4. Multiply these two. That gives you 4. Putting n as 2, I have 4. Let's put n as 3. That's a into 3 equals, this gives you -1 all to power n here should be 3. So I have 3, right? Dot n here is 3. That's 3 over there all squared. -1 cube means -1 times -1 times -1. Minus times minus gives you plus. Plus times minus gives you what there? Minus. 1 times 1 times 1 gives you 1. So -1 is my answer. So -1 cube gives you -1, right? Dot 3 square gives you 9. Multiply -1 by 9, that gives you a -9. Alright, I've put a as 3. Let's put a as 4. A into 4 equals -1 minus 1 all to power 4 dot n is what? 4 over there all squared. If I put -1 to power 4 means -1 in 4 places. 1, 2, 3 times -1 is 4. Minus times minus gives you plus. Plus times minus gives you minus. Minus times minus gives you plus. So it means I'll have plus. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 gives you 1. So if I have -1 to power 4 gives you a +1, not -1. Right? So I have 1 here. Into 4 to power 2 gives you 16. Of course, here gives you 16. Putting n as 4, I have 16 as my answer. So we are not done yet because we are asked to find the first 4 term. So my first 4 term becomes what? -1, 4, -9, 16. And yet, proceeding, they said, and the 23rd term. So it means put n as 23rd. So for 23rd term, it means that you will put n as what? As 23, right? So in that case, what we get? In that case, following the pattern here, that gives you a into 23 is equal to -1 into 23 here, dot n is 23 all to power there all squared. I have square here. The a into 23, the 23rd term is equal to -1 to power 23 gives you about that gives you -1, so -1, right? Into 23 square gives you 529. Multiply them together, that gives you a -529. So this becomes the answer. This becomes the answer to this question. So this one here becomes the answer to this particular question, right? So in our next class, we'll proceed with the concept of AP and GP. This is basically the idea of sequence. See you guys in the next class.
Before we continue this lesson, I want to share something that will make your learning experience even better. I now have exclusive channel memberships designed to help you learn faster, get direct support, and access premium content you won't find in my regular videos. The first level is the support membership. If you enjoy my lessons and want to support the channel while getting special perks, this is for you. It's a simple way to show appreciation and help me continue creating high-quality educational content. The second level is the WAC and JAM classes membership. If you're preparing for WAC or JAM, this membership gives you structured lessons, practice questions, exam strategies, and step-by-step guidance to boost your performance. The third level is the 100-level students membership. This is perfect for secondary school students who want organized, easy-to-understand lessons in physics, chemistry, mathematics, and other subjects. And finally, we have the YouTube Mastery membership. If you want to learn how to grow on YouTube, how to create content, edit videos, design thumbnails, and monetize your channel, this membership will guide you from beginner to creator. Whatever stage you are in, there's a membership designed to help you learn smarter, improve faster, and stay ahead. To join, simply click the membership link in the video description. Choose the level that matches your goals and start enjoying all the exclusive benefits. Before we continue, let me quickly share something that can change your entire online journey. I just launched a complete YouTube Mastery course, a step-by-step training designed to help beginners start and grow a successful YouTube channel using only their smartphone. In this course, I break everything down in simple, practical lessons. No expensive camera, no studio, no complicated equipment, just your phone and the right knowledge. You will learn how to create quality videos, design engaging thumbnails, write perfect titles, choose the right niche, understand the YouTube algorithm, and grow your channel from zero, even if you've never created a video before. If you want to become an online teacher like me, this course will guide you on how to teach online record lessons, explain concepts clearly, and attract the right audience. And if you want to create content in any other field, lifestyle, motivation, entertainment, business, this course will still show you the exact steps to succeed. All the lessons are pre-recorded, well-organized, and easy to follow. You can watch them at your own pace, anytime, anywhere. So, if you've been dreaming of starting a YouTube channel but didn't know how to begin, this is your opportunity. This course will take you from beginner to confident creator. The link to get the YouTube Mastery course is right there in the video description. Click it and start your YouTube journey today. Before we continue with this lesson, I'm excited to announce that I just launched my official website, a complete learning platform designed to help you study smarter, learn faster, and access high-quality educational resources anytime you need them. On the website, you'll find several well-structured courses created to guide you step by step through the most important topics. First, we have Organic Chemistry for Beginners, a simple, beginner-friendly course that breaks down organic chemistry into easy explanations anyone can understand. Next, there are WAC and JAM classes, specially designed to help you pass your exams with confidence using clear lessons, solve questions, and exam strategies. We also have the Physics tutorial for Year 1 students, covering foundational concepts you must master in your first year of higher education. And for anyone who wants to grow online, there is a complete course on how to start, grow, and earn on YouTube using only your smartphone. This course gives you everything you need to begin your YouTube journey without expensive equipment. There is also a book section on the website where you can get all my educational books, including the shortcut to academic success. My website is now your one-stop platform for science tutorials, exam preparation, YouTube training, and learning resources that can transform your academic and digital journey. To explore all the courses and get your copy of the books, simply click the website link in the video description. Hold on. Before you continue this lesson, I need to tell you something important. If you've been struggling with studying, losing motivation, or you feel like you're working hard, but your results aren't showing, this is for you. I recently released a powerful book titled The Shortcut to Academic Success. It is a simple, practical guide that shows you exactly how to study smarter, stay focused, remember more, and achieve outstanding results without stress. This book is not theory. It's a step-by-step roadmap I created after years of teaching students and understanding what truly works. Inside, you'll discover proven study techniques, exam strategies, productivity hacks, memory boosters, and secrets top students use every day. Whether you are in secondary school, university, or preparing for any exam, this book will transform the way you learn and help you reach your academic goals faster. And the best part? It costs only 2,000 Nigerian nairas, less than the price of a snack, but the value inside can change your entire academic journey. If you truly want to upgrade your grades and finally take control of your learning, don't wait. Get your copy of The Shortcut to Academic Success today. Your future self will thank you.